Hello everyone, it's Miss Underwood here and today's assembly is about extremism. So before we start, I'd just like to show you this list of statements and I'd like you to think about whether you think each one of these statements is true or false. So as I read through them, just be thinking in your own heads, do you think that statement is true or false? And then we will come back to those after the presentation or towards the end of the presentation. So number one, can you spot someone with extreme beliefs purely by looking at them? Number two, extremism always leads to violence. Number three, extremism can apply to issues such as nuclear weapons, rights for fathers, and animal testing. Number four, extremism exists all over the world. Number five, some extremist groups believe that they are following God's instructions. And number six, extremist groups sometimes target susceptible young people. So just have a little think, do you think those are true or false? Okay, so I think it's helpful to have a look at the definition of extremism. And in 2015, the government gave this definition. They said that extremism was a vocal or active opposition to fundamental British values. So opposition to fundamental British values. And they classed those British values as being things like democracy, the rule of law, individual liberty, mutual respect and tolerance of different faiths and beliefs. However, since then, some people have found fault with that definition. And I think perhaps it's easier to look at the impact of extremism. And to me, this statement seems about right. So extremists of all persuasions, and we'll have a look at some examples of extremists in just a moment. Extremists of all persuasions try to paint the world as black and white. So accentuating divisions and differences and exploiting fears based on ignorance or prejudice. Okay, so just have a quick look at that. So I think it's fair to say that extremism encompasses an extreme or uncompromising viewpoints, and obviously, and those viewpoints tend to come from a religious, political, or a social belief. It's often characterised by violence and intimidation and can create deep divisions in society. So now let's look at some examples of extremism, or some examples of what people have in the past classed as extremism. And what I would like you to do with each example is to read it through and to have a think, do you think these are examples of extremism, or do you not think they're examples of extremism? And then after this presentation, I'd like to have a discussion with your teacher of which of these examples do you think is or is not an example of extremism. So this is the first one. So this is an example that took place in 2020 in New Zealand. So just have a read through what happened, and do you think this is an example of an extremist? And just be having a little think. Okay, so this is a second example. This is an example that happened in London in 2019. So you might have heard about this example as the London Bridge attack that it was sort of known as. Okay, and this is the last example. Okay, so this group has also been called an extremist group. So just have a read through what this group stand for and what they have done, and do you think that this is an example of extremism? Okay, so I'd now like to go back to the true or false statements that I gave you at the beginning of the presentation and just have a quick look through them. So can you spot someone with extremist views purely by looking at them? No. Extremism always leads to violence. It doesn't always lead to violence. It often does lead to violence, but it also can lead to intimidation, but it doesn't always lead to violence. Extremism can apply to issues such as nuclear weapons, right for fathers and animal testing. Well, as we've just seen, there are groups that have been called extremists that do believe they are looking to put forward those sort of more social causes. Extremism is this all over the world? Yes, it does. Some extremist groups believe that they are following God's instructions. That is true. And the last one, extremist groups sometimes target susceptible young people. Yes, they do. And that last one I just want to have a little bit more of a look at. So some groups, as some people do target young people. And that's not just with extremist groups, it's with in sort of other things to be wary of, but I just want to focus on extremist groups at the moment. So why do they target young people? Well, I think it's fair to say that, young people at some point or the other can feel a bit lonely, can feel a bit marginalised, and perhaps have some kind of difficulties at home. And some people, sadly, then that can take place over quite a while, and it even might be that some people are also bullied, and this makes young people feel like they maybe don't belong, they don't feel accepted, and they really crave sort of that feeling of being belonging to something and having friends. Now, organisations can take advantage of this vulnerability, and that's why sometimes they can target particularly young people. And it's quite difficult sort of to spot extremist groups, particularly because they won't refer to themselves as being extremists. So there are other danger signs that you need to look out for in order that these groups don't exploit you. Okay, so these are some of the things that I just really want you to focus on or look out for. If a group states that it will do things by any means, okay, in its cause, then that is something to be wary of. If a group states that they will use violence, if they express negative attitudes towards other groups and other people, for example, it might LGBTQ, Christian groups, if they are expressing any negatives towards other groups or people, that is something to be very wary of. If they're prepared to engage in illegal activity, probably the biggest one as well, the biggest one which should have a sort of big flashing warning sign on it, if they are prepared to engage in activities that will harm others. Okay, so if that is the case, then there's something that those are groups that would be classed as extremist and that you really do need to be wary of. Okay, lastly, I think it's really important that we think about how we can tackle extremism. As we have learned, extremist groups divide society and they pick on our most vulnerable. However, I don't think extremism can exist in an inclusive and tolerant community. If we want to challenge extremism, I think essentially we need to challenge ourselves. I think if we always make sure that we're showing kindness to each other and we accept each other's differences and take time to listen to each other's viewpoints, even if those viewpoints are different, then we will be challenging extremism. Fortunately, at Bridge, I think we're pretty good at all of these things anyway. But just as a last minute reminder, be kind to each other. I think that is our biggest way of challenging things like this, to make sure that we are not at all a divided community. Okay, thanks very much for listening. Now, with your teacher, if you'd just like to have go back to those examples that I've given in the presentation and think about, do you think they are examples of extremism? Thanks, everyone.